dream big.
Yeah.
Because why bother? Why bother? Life is worth living.
Yeah.
And life is for the living.
Yes.
And if you do not want to live, then don't be a business owner. A business owner is a special person who will have to traverse the ups and downs.
Yeah.
And it is a journey. It is like you're an explorer and you're the first one out off the seas trying to find the new land.
Yeah.
It is really that tumultuous, ups and downs.
Yes.
So you need to either abandon all care in your mind and just go out there and be okay with what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or it might not be for you because it is a tough go.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Catalyst Podcast. I'm your host, Sonia Pedowick. I'm super excited today to be here with my friend Heather from Champagne Creative Group and the Monarch Club. Let's get to it. Welcome to the show, Heather.
Oh, thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
Yeah, I'm super excited today to talk about all the fantastical things because you are a fantastic person. I know when we're out, sometimes people will just stop us and just say you just look fantastic. That has happened on so many occasions. So let's start with your fantastic business. Tell us about your business and why you started it.
Well, I have a couple businesses. Champagne Creative Group was the business I started when I was 25 years old.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I just wanted to be fabulous forever. And I realized that it was not going to happen if I worked at someone else's company.
Yeah.
I needed to create that for myself.
Yeah.
And what is fabulous to me? To me, that means dressing up in costumes, going to parties, traveling, being a character, having a life full of laughter. And I thought, how can I make this happen?
Yeah.
So I realized that there was a need for Las Vegas-style showgirls to stand as Walmart greeters at casinos. I know, it's very niche.
Yes. Yeah.
Very niche. So I thought, what if I created programs where there was just girls who were lovely, who could talk, wear the costume, stand at the front door, and we could work at casinos all across, at the time I was in Canada, all across Canada.
Yeah.
Well, one thing led to another, and I was hired with my lovely ladies and my showgirl costumes to work at the River Rock Casino in Vancouver, Canada.
I love that.
Now, the River Rock Casino was owned by the Great Canadian Gaming Corporation. And at the time, casinos in Canada, we didn't have a lot of them, right? You really had to come down to Las Vegas to find casinos. So slowly the legislation must have changed about how many casinos were allowed, in which provinces, and so on. And slowly the Great Canadian Gaming Corporation bought or created casinos all across Canada. And they thought that my little program of showgirls was such a lovely program that they decided to have showgirl greeters at every one of their casinos across Canada.
So fabulous.
So I went from this lovely girl standing there in a costume, having the greatest time just chatting with everyone as they walked in the door, to having a company that was nationwide with mini-me's dressed in these fabulous costumes all across the country. And from there, I thought, what if we worked in America? And you're like, why America? Well, because there's more casinos in America than there is in the entire world combined.
Yeah, I love that.
For some reason, America is the mecca of casinos. So, of course, we used to come down to Las Vegas a lot. Everyone in Canada just loves Las Vegas. They can't wait to go. They go once a year and they dream about it and they pick out which hotel they're going to stay at. And it's this place that we love to come. So, of course, we would always be coming here and we're like, wow, the weather is so beautiful. The casinos are so sparkly. What if we worked here?
Yeah.
So I didn't actually start working in Las Vegas first, though, because I started in Vancouver, Canada, then relocated to Montreal, which is the French part of Canada, where my last name, Remillard, which is French, but in English, you just sound it all out, is Remillard.
Right.
So we moved there because it was the hustling, bustling entertainment capital of Canada.
Yeah.
So we went there to expand the business and then eventually worked in Toronto, Ottawa, and then from there down to New York. And then our first big casino break in America was down in Memphis, Tennessee. Or actually, no, it was not Memphis. It was Tunica, I believe. Tunica, Mississippi. So Tunica has a small grouping of casinos, and we got hired there at one of their casinos. I don't know how. I was marketing to American casinos, but really here I was in Canada just hoping for somebody to just notice us.
Yeah.
So I got myself a voice over IP phone number that was 702, so I could say I was from Las Vegas. And here I was in one of the coldest cities in Canada, dialing for dollars. And I'd be, hi, this is Heather from the Champagne Creative Group. We are here in Las Vegas, and we have a showgirl program for you.
So much.
Really, I'm sitting in another country,
Right.
dialing with a voice over IP phone number. And slowly, as people would answer the phone, or I could figure out how to get them on a phone call, I would ask for a meeting so that I could present to them the team of showgirl greeters that I had in their city. And then I would fly from Montreal to wherever I could get these casinos to say yes to me. And I would have a suitcase full of costumes. And I would then post an ad for any girl model to meet me at the casino. And I'd dress them up in the bathroom with the costumes, and then I'd walk into the marketing office and say, hello, I'm here with the team.
That's like the best story ever.
And then from there, I would take the Greyhound bus from casino to casino.
Yeah.
Remember, I was poor as a church mouse, and there was no real budget. It was just me and my suitcase. And then I would go from casino to casino until I'd finally run out of all the casinos that had said yes to meeting me, and then I'd fly home.
Right.
So slowly over the last, it's been 22 years, I have worked for 140 casinos.
So incredible.
It's a dream that I said, I will work for every casino in America.
Yeah.
And over time, it happened.
Yeah.
But from there, we then moved to Las Vegas. And once I got to Las Vegas, I realized there was something even better than a casino. A corporate event.
Yes. And that's
I
how you
had
made the
no
transition
idea.
from like the showgirls to these
Yes.
experiential events.
Yes. So from the just Walmart greeter style hostess at the front door, we went into then every single theme under the sun.
Yeah.
And from there, then we started working for corporate events, which is far more conservative and far more, we need branded activations. We need something that's also the marketing dollars and the entertainment dollars. Let's merge the two together, and that's what's called experiential marketing. So our company went from Champagne Showgirls to Champagne Creative Group to Champagne Experiential Studios.
Love it.
So that was the transition over the last 22 years.
Yeah.
But it has really taken me around the world. We've worked in 7 countries. And
So amazing.
we actually worked in Singapore for 5 years for the Formula One. They found us online and approached us to come over with our bevy of fabulous ladies and gentlemen dressed in costumes to help entertain during the Formula One. And at first, I didn't really think it was a viable email. And so I didn't get back to them right away. I'm like, oh, there's no way they're going to actually hire us. And finally, I put together a proposal and they accepted it. And I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I can't believe they said yes. They flew us all over. They treated us like celebrities. And then they hired us for the entire 5 years that they had the Formula One there in Singapore.
Wow. Incredible.
Yes. So it's been a journey. It's been an absolute wonderful journey. And it has taken me to some of the most iconic costumed entertainers that we know in our culture today. Cher, Lady Gaga, and Katy Perry, which if you were to think of what are the most fabulous costumed performers in the entertainment female realm,
Yeah.
those are some of the top 3.
Amazing.
And I've been able to work with those 3 amazing icons. And it's simply because the universe brought together my dream and their dream, and we just crossed paths.
That's so
and we
awesome.
intersect, right?
Yeah.
So dream big. You
Yeah.
never know.
You just never know.
You never
And
know.
I love how it's like, I just want it to be fabulous. I just want, and truly, like I said in the beginning, like wherever we go, and we've been out to lunch, we've walked through casinos, and every single time we're out somewhere, somebody stops us. It's like, you just look fabulous. Your hair is fabulous. Your jacket is fabulous. And it just lights you up. It lights other people up. People stop us at networking events, and that's just your word. That's just who you are, which is awesome. So what would you say in all the years that you've been in business have been some of the biggest lessons learned?
Well, I'm the kind of lady that just says, let's do it. And I don't really check all the details.
Right.
You know, there's time for that later, I'm sure.
Right. Or there's somebody else that's better equipped for some of those things.
Well, at the time, there was no one else. It was just me and my partner. And so the 2 of us were really just
Yeah.
figuring it out on the fly. Now I'm very fortunate to have a really great team that has
Yeah.
opposite skills than I do, very detailed, very long-term planners. Although I love to plan, I plan in the future.
Right.
And they plan for the present.
Yeah.
So now I've learned a lot of lessons.
Yeah.
Time is the enemy.
Yeah.
Without time, you cannot solve any problems.
Sure.
So doing things earlier, figuring out the details sooner.
Yeah.
Because if you let the clock run out, no matter what you do, you cannot solve that problem.
I would also say for you too, communication is a big thing for you. Like learning your communication style has been something over the years that you've been really good at becoming aware of, but also learning other people's communication styles and then leaning into that. And then how does that work in an organization to benefit the good of the mission and everyone else? Because really you had to make a huge shift when it came to growing your business over time, but COVID was a big thing for you because really your business went down to nearly nothing. People moved, you went hybrid, and then learning how to communicate with the different communication styles and personalities in your business. That was a big shift for you.
Yes, because I had my way of doing everything.
Sure.
And
we
it
all
was,
do.
let's just do it and we'll figure it out.
Right.
That doesn't work for a lot of people that are going to be your stable
Yeah.
partners in your business to make sure that you can run long term. That stresses them out.
Right.
And that took a lot of learning to go, oh, every time I whistle in here and I'm like, all right, guys,
Yeah.
we're just going to make it happen. They look at me like, oh boy, brace
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
And now I give them the work and then I say, okay, what do you need to get this done? And how can I support you?
Right.
Because you're the ones ultimately doing it.
Yeah.
I come in with the vision. I come in with the ideas.
Right.
But also at the end of the day, if I'm not the one doing the work, I should leave it to the people that are doing the work. And then they can come to me with their issues and I can help solve them because I'm an out-of-the-box thinker.
Right.
But instead of making it on my time frame, which is a much shorter time frame, which is, we can get it all done now.
Right.
They need longer time frames or they have different ways of looking at it or they need to research it first where I'm low research, all just like get it moving.
Right.
So it is really about appreciating how other people tackle problems and being able to value everyone on your team so that then they will find ways to solve problems if they feel valued. If they don't feel valued, you will not get that extra energy out of them.
And
They'll
then
do
they show
just the bare
appreciation back
minimum.
to you too.
Yes.
Which that's a big love language for you too. And so when they feel appreciated, their love language back to you, it just becomes, there's just so much love and value in the business and they want to perform better. They then find ways to produce differently, find ways to move the profit margin, find ways to be more creative, right? Like your salesperson out in Florida has been really good at, hey, what if we do this? What if we add this to the menu? What if we move the pricing this way? Because he's free to do things. That's how he's showing his appreciation, creating more and more opportunities for the business to grow. And then he's very appreciative back to you with like, thank you for letting me do this job this way. And then there's that reciprocal way of showing each other communication and appreciation for each other. I love watching that.
I have a lot of freedom that I allow for my staff because they allow me the freedom to be who I am and show up the way that I show up in life.
Yeah.
And they give me grace as well when sometimes I don't think everything through and they're like, all right, well, we're going to step in and help you think this through.
Yeah.
But we give grace to each other. And we also give each other freedom to be able to solve the problems in the way that we solve the problems. And I have a really unique set of humans that I work with. And I incentivize or give them the benefits that are the one thing that they would really like in life.
Yeah.
You know, not everyone is treated equally. If you love Disney, guess what? You're getting Disney tickets for Christmas.
Right.
If your big thing is your daughter is going to make it to the Olympics for the rhythmic gymnastics team, you're getting tickets to Dubai because she just got invited to go compete in Dubai.
Right.
Everyone gets something that means a lot to them.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them really want to stay with the company and give it their all because I'm here to support their dreams.
Yeah.
And then they're here to support my dreams.
Right. And that's super important because a lot of times people don't think that the CEO's dreams or the leader's dreams matter at a company. Like, oh, they're already accomplishing or they're already making money or they have this business. So that's already being fulfilled for them. And I think your employees see it differently because of that, because you pour so much into them. They reciprocate it in a very different way that a lot of businesses don't. I don't think they get that magic sauce the way that you
And
guys
it's so
do.
simple.
Yeah, it's so
Honestly, today was a birthday. It was a birthday of my LED technician. And a year ago, we asked the same question at every birthday. What is the one thing that you want to do this year that you didn't do in prior years? And last year he said he wanted to complete a film, a motion picture length film.
Okay.
He's also a filmmaker, and he has a side company that's a filmmaking company. And so then I asked him, of course, now for his birthday, I got all like movie time kind of plates and napkins and
Oh, that's kinda
everything
cool, yeah.
because I'm like, all right, it's been a year. And so then I asked, well, how's it going? And he goes, you know what? I actually didn't get to complete my own movie, but I'm editing someone else's full length movie. I'm like, well, the universe delivers. Next time, be specific. I want it to be my own movie.
Oh.
And I don't want to be editing. I would like to be the entire director.
Oh, there
But
you
the
go.
universe does deliver.
Yeah.
It just maybe delivers in a different way. So
Yeah.
he is part of a full-length movie
Yeah.
just as a portion of it. So then I asked, well, what's your new thing that you'd like to talk about? He's like, I've actually got a list. I'm like, you are prepared for your birthday. All right. So he had 5 things written down, and one of them was to transcend to a higher level of vibration for being a human.
Oh.
And I'm like, this is fantastic.
You
Let's
love that.
talk about this.
Yeah.
So different people have different things. And I said, well, next birthday, I have to find transcendence plates and
Yeah.
cups and napkins.
Yeah.
Let's do this, right?
Yeah.
So it's really fun. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
And different people, they want to go to Disney and dress
Yeah.
up in a Star Wars costume on, May 4th, which
Yeah.
2 of my staff members are doing. And they showed me pictures from last year,
Oh
and
my
they were
gosh.
Jedis, right?
Yeah.
So I support all sorts of just fun
Yeah.
life dreams.
Fantastical
Whatever it
adventures.
is,
Yeah.
there is no dream too big or too fabulous
Yeah.
that I will not cheer wildly for.
Yeah. So one of the dreams you had was this Monarch Club.
Yes.
Let's talk about
So
that.
Champagne Creative Group was my 25-year-old self. All I wanted to do was dress up and have
You're
fun.
not still 25?
I know, it is very hard to believe.
I'm
I know.
still 25.
Well preserved. So now I'm 47, and my 47-year-old self, well, I no longer want to dress up as a showgirl. I want to have afternoon tea
Yes.
with other like-minded, wonderful ladies.
Yeah.
And how can that manifest?
Yes.
So I thought, you know what? I need to have a venue. I need to have a place sitting for 100
Yeah.
that says the Monarch Club on it. I need to have all sorts of fabulous afternoon fancy tea things. And so as I'm thinking about all this, I realize, well, renting a venue is one thing, but how about I just buy a big, fabulous mansion and turn it
Yes.
into the Monarch Club?
Yeah.
So I put it out there, and it took me 2 years at looking at every house under the sun.
Yeah.
And this was during COVID, so I had a
Okay.
little extra time, right?
Yeah.
Thankfully, COVID shut me down, so I had lots of time to look for this fabulous mansion, and I found it.
I know. It's gorgeous.
I found it, and it is just marvelous. And then I purchased it, and I put a lot of work into renovating it into every woman's dream. It's
Yeah.
got all pink furniture, and everything's gold and fluffy and marvelous.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I had to order 3 containers from China filled with things like marble peacock statues and chandeliers and all this china.
Yeah.
Custom done in pink and gold,
Yeah,
right?
it's beautiful.
So I'm almost finished the transformation of this marvelous mansion. And it really is all about bringing women together. And when women get together, we have this ability to focus on connection, peace, joy, abundance, all these things that the feminine brings.
Yeah.
And it's really, this is the magic that the Monarch Club is just bringing these women together. And once they get together, they create that magic.
Yeah.
And over, of course, delightful fancy tea parties.
Yes.
So that is my new direction. And I just see this as a evolution of who I am and what I can bring to people around me.
Yeah.
So it's a fun journey. I'm just partway in, and
Yes.
we'll see where it goes. But I have not met one person yet that said, I don't know. Who would want to go to a tea party?
No, it's been great because we've hosted a couple of events there. I think the first one we had my birthday there, and then we've had a couple of charity events. You had a medical spa event there, and it's perfect for all sorts of things. And every time we've been there, you meet someone new. At least I have. That
I know,
has
it's
transcended
so
that event,
interesting.
which is kind of cool. And then you meet these women that are doing things I may not have otherwise met in the community, which I love that. Like, that's interesting to me because we live in this huge little city, right? This little huge city that is really just powered by women, right? And what's happening here, the businesses they're creating, the communities they're creating. And now there's this little place that we oddly get to meet at, right? And then there's this connection point, and now I'm connected outside of there and then able to maybe do business or just support in some odd, different way, which has been really cool. I met, what's her name from Caesars? Caitlin?
Caitlin, yes.
Yeah. And just we had this interesting personal conversation and she had mentioned something and I reached out to her and was like, hey, I just wanted to see how that, and she's like, I can't believe you remembered that. And I just wanted to see how it was going and are you doing okay? And it just meant a lot that she had shared this personal thing with me. And she's like, that was just so nice of you. And I was like, well, that's what happened at the Monarch Club.
You know, the Monarch Club brings the most interesting folks. Remember, I do not usually have control over who's really attending.
Right.
So I like to open up the space to other people who are doing wonderful work, whether it's a charitable organization, whether it's other female-oriented businesses who want to host a client appreciation event, or whether it's going to be the Monarch Club tea parties as well. And I have had the most wonderful people appear in my living room.
Right.
So I was at an event hosted at my Monarch Club, and there I was speaking with a lady, and I'm like, oh, who are you, and what do you do, and where are you from? Oh, I just came in from Cleveland. We were visiting a friend. I'm like, oh, great. Well, what do you do? Oh, I'm the chief of police. I'm like, the real chief of police? I was kind of taken aback. The real chief of police of Cleveland is in my living room. Well, welcome. My gosh, we need more people like you leading our communities. This is amazing, right? Yes.
That's pretty
amazing.
Then
another time I had another 6 ladies over. And of course, I don't know these people. I invite 1 or 2, and then they bring a friend. And as we go around the table and introduce ourselves, here's like Chrissy Teigen's sister sitting in my dining room, right? So you never know. I just open it up and I let the universe deliver, and whoever it is appears.
Yeah.
And so you never know. And that's the fun of it. It's just, I love just magical moments where people just come and whoever it is, it is. And you can have these really close conversations with people that you didn't know you would know.
Yeah. And I think it's neat. I think women are, I don't know, sort of meant to connect that way, right? And you just never know what the vibration is or what the purpose is, but there's some point of connection, and it isn't always business, right? It's just some purpose that we get to connect and support each other with, and sometimes it is just a conversation. Like we just never know what a woman needs to hear or a story that they may be needing to share, and then something comes of that. And it's like, I didn't know I needed to hear that, or I didn't know I needed to share that in that moment to get it off of my spirit or just talk about it. And then all of a sudden this connection is made, and certainly I could probably do business with Caitlin, but I just liked what she shared with me and I just wanted to talk with her. And I just thought she was kind of a neat woman, and where she was in her life, like, and that she felt at that moment that she could share that with me was kind of cool. She didn't need to do that. And I thought about it and was like, I just wanted to call her and be like, hey, how did that go? And she was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you remembered that. And I just wanted her to know that she was supported, because I just find that's often women are busy and not so inclined to stop and just be with other women. And there is a competitive sometime piece. Maybe that's not the right word to it, but
I think women are given the burden of caring for everyone else.
Right.
And they are not given the space to just connect and be with others because they are so busy caring for everyone else.
Right.
So this is a space where there's no one to care for.
Right.
There's nothing to do.
No expectation.
There is no expectation. It is simply, the tagline of the Monarch Club is just celebrating women.
Yeah.
There is nothing else.
Yeah.
It's not networking.
Yeah.
It's not a charity.
Obligation.
It's not a religious group. It's
political.
It's not political.
Right.
It's just celebrating women. Now, we can host other things.
Of course.
But I'm really just there to celebrate women.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And whatever might come from that.
Right.
And from there, you can go out and you will have your cup filled up to be able to go impact your families, your communities, your world.
And it does seem like in that space of those conversations, everything else does fade into the background for even just the couple of hours that you're just like in conversation and just sipping tea for a few minutes.
And that's its purpose. Its purpose is a enclave where you feel supported, where you feel understood, valued.
Right.
And the ultimate picture of the Monarch Club is that it is a clubhouse. Yeah. And it will have other properties within the same estate
Right.
where you can check yourself in for the week, for the weekend, bring some girlfriends.
Yeah.
You just turn off your cell phones and you literally disappear into these beautiful, lavish settings that are designed for women
Yeah.
to just relax and enjoy and just sit there enjoying company of others or not.
Yeah.
Some people like to be quiet,
Yeah.
and you can just be peaceful and quiet or not.
Right.
And there'll be different areas for different people and how they like to feel
Yeah.
rejuvenated.
I love that.
Yeah, so
think
that's
it's
the
definitely-
long-term goal. But you know what? It'll get there when it'll get there because there will be just magic that happens that helps us grow.
Yeah.
And I've been really pushing it for a while, and I realized, oh, you know what? I just started listening to a book by Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer, but it's called Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life.
Oh, the
And
second book.
yes,
Yeah.
and it's all there's 81 verses of the Tao Te Ching, and one of the verses is all about do not push, just let it come.
Yeah.
And if you push, it may not come. If you just relax back, it will come. So now I'm just letting it come, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. It is interesting when you try to force something to happen. It does have the opposite effect at times, right? Yeah. That is very, very true. Yeah. Well, I love that. So you've got the Monarch Club, you got Champagne Creative Group. Those are all very exciting things happening, which is good. We just were reading the other book, The Power of Intention. That's for our Opulence Mastermind group. I'm excited to dive into that one tomorrow because that's been on my mind. I love something he was talking about in there, the coincidences, because I think so many people think that coincidences are accidents that happen.
Not at all.
I know. I thought that was interesting that one, I listened to that twice because I thought we so often think coincidences just accidentally happen, but there are two things that are perfectly aligned by the universe to happen at exactly that's what it really means.
I have a lot of coincidences. I have a lot of synergy that happens in my life. I have a lot of manifestation.
Yeah.
But it's because I have this very open way of connecting with humans, and humans are drawn in to my openness. And then there was a connection that they didn't even know was going to happen, and they deliver messages that they didn't even know they had. And this has happened for a long time in my life. And I love the book, The Power of Intention, because it got me back in line with intention, because I had fallen out, and it's easy to fall over to the other side. And I'm like, wow, I really want this back in my life. I fell away from this, and let's get this back, because literally I have had so many amazing things happen. Prior to Champagne Creative Group, my business that I wanted to do was a cosmetics company, Build-A-Bear, but it was called Me Cosmetics. So you would go to the Me Cosmetics store, you would bring your lipstick that's been discontinued.
Yeah.
You would hand over the remaining tiny little bit, and they would just sample the color like Home Depot paint.
Oh, yeah.
And it would chunk out a lipstick
Oh, my gosh.
of that color, or
Wouldn't that
lip
be
liner, or eyeshadow. So it can make any color you want.
Yeah.
It was like the paint department at Home Depot. So at the time I was maybe 23. I went to Miami. I went to a big makeup conference that was all about the manufacturing of cosmetics. So there's all the machinery, all the chemists, all the packaging, all the rest. And here I was, 22 or 23. This was my mission. And I didn't even have a company name for my company yet. But my last name sounds like Marmalade, Remillard, Marmalade, very similar, right? So I put down Marmalade Industries on my badge and walked in a white suit and said, I'm here to create this company. And I did meet an investor that wanted to invest. I bought all the books on how to create makeup from the chemical compounds, got all the stuff about all the packaging and whatnot. And prior to going, I would tell everyone my ideas. I think the best advice is tell everyone, because then people naturally, in their natural state, want to help.
Yeah.
So by telling everyone what I wanted to do, I actually got to have lunch with the ex-CEO of Maybelline Cosmetics.
No way.
So I was just attracting all this about my cosmetics company. And I ultimately decided not to do it because then I discovered Champagne Creative Group. And I liked that idea even better because I liked personally being in a costume and personally standing there talking to
Dressing
people.
up fabulously.
It's just who I am and what I do.
I love it.
So although the cosmetic idea is still something that's fabulous and I would love to do it, it's just not on my to-dos right now. But in the manifestation world, I got to have lunch with the ex-CEO of Maybelline.
So incredible.
I found an investor that was like, I will invest whatever you want. What do you want to do? But unfortunately, he also wanted to be my boyfriend. And I'm like, no boyfriend ability here. It's just an investor. So that didn't go anywhere. But yes,
That's amazing.
if you put it out there,
Yeah.
it will truly happen. Now,
love
it may
that.
not happen in the way you want. For example, I have a friend who's also Heather, and she has this ability as well. And she's an interior decorator, and she said, I want to do a Raiders home because we have the Raiders here in Las Vegas, and it's a newish team, and they're buying houses and whatnot. So guess what? She got called to do a Raiders home. But guess what? It was a starter Raider who was doing a starter home with a very starter budget. And she's like, oh, I need to be more specific. I need a Raiders home with a very big budget.
I need a pro athlete
And she goes, well, I did manifest a Raiders home.
Yeah.
He was just a starter Raider. And
He was like third string.
he was just wanting regular furnishings and kind of stuff that, honestly, she's more fantastical. And she's really helped me with the Monarch Club. So she declined it because she's also really busy doing her med spa and other things that she does. And she goes, Heather, I couldn't believe I finally got a Raiders home, but I declined it.
I wasn't very
But it was
clear in my
because it
ask.
was not within her budget range.
Yeah.
So the universe does deliver. You just need to be very specific.
Very specific in what you want.
Very specific. It's a fine-tuned instrument, that universal delivery
And
system.
you have to be careful what you ask for.
You do. I often, when I was my younger self, would get opportunities that were far beyond what I could take on because I would talk a lot about what I'm up to. People would say, great, here you go. And I'm like, oh, gosh, I don't even know how to do that. Oh, well, I'll just skip this opportunity. So there was opportunities just flowing by. It was a river of opportunities. I just couldn't take all of them. I was not really, I didn't have the back end. I had the front end, but not the back end. So there is endless opportunities. Abundance is not finite. There is enough for everyone and more.
Yeah, for sure.
And all you do have to do is just tell everyone what you're up to. A lot of people say, don't tell people what you're up to. Maybe they'll steal your ideas. I'm like, you know what? There's so many people with ideas and they don't do them.
Yeah.
So you can tell everyone, and people's natural state is to help. It actually is. As much as you may think that humanity is not wonderful, their natural state is to help.
Yeah, for sure.
And even if you're wanting to cause chaos, they're going to want to help in that chaos too. It's just they want to help.
Yeah.
If you say you'd like to do something, maybe that's not the best, there'll be someone out there wanting to help.
Yeah.
It is just a helping universe.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, and what good is it to like keep it to yourself and Lone Ranger it? Then that's
No.
lonely.
And everyone wants to be a part of something. So if they
100%.
hear about something, now the best way to attract is to be a giving, generous, vibrant person, and that will then attract the best.
100%.
So that starts from within.
Yeah.
And if you're having a trouble manifesting, look within and go, okay, maybe no one wants to come around this.
Yeah.
Maybe this is not what people are attracted to.
Yeah.
Maybe I should fine tune this before I expect the universe to deliver. Right?
Yeah. It's definitely your own
Yes.
energy. 100%.
Yes.
I believe that. For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. The vibe you're giving off is the vibe that's coming back at you.
Well, you'll attract exactly what you are giving off. So if you're complaining and whining, you'll attract complaining, whining.
Yeah.
And then you'll have more of that.
Yeah. Who wants any of that?
Now you can, but it won't get you anywhere.
No.
No.
No, it won't. Definitely. So if you had an opportunity for advice, in addition to kind of what you were just talking about, what would be your advice for other business owners out there?
Business owners. Okay. Dream big.
Yeah.
Because why bother? Why bother? Life is worth living,
Yeah.
and life is for the living.
Yes.
And if you do not want to live, then
Yeah.
don't be a business owner. A business owner is a special person who will have to traverse the ups and downs.
Yeah.
And it is a journey. It is like you're an explorer and you're the first one out off the seas trying to find the new land.
Yeah.
It is really that tumultuous, ups and downs. So you need to either abandon all care in your mind and just go out there and be okay with what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or it might not be for you because it is a tough go.
Yeah.
But guess what? Later on down the road, there is just treasures untold,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
You work a few years like most people wouldn't, so you can enjoy a life like most people can't.
Right.
And that is where I am at. I can truly now pursue passions.
Yeah.
And I have a company. I used to travel all over for Champagne Creative Group, and I would spend all week working and work in the office during the daytime and work in the evening at the events, and then I'd travel for the weekends all around the country. So I put in endless hours, but for me it wasn't work, it was adventure.
Yeah.
But now I get to work from home, go into work 1 day a week, still do some work from home, but then also follow my passions and do really exciting things. So my one advice for people who want to be a business owner, put in the work in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because later on it pays off.
100%.
But it does mean you got to put in the work.
Yeah.
This is not a show up
Right.
and it happens for you.
And you don't have to go it alone.
No,
Yeah.
no. You definitely can have others that are with you, around you, supporting you,
Yeah.
but it is not for the timid.
No, not for sure. What do you like best about being in a community like a mastermind? What has been like some of that?
My favorite thing is that often I will see reflections of myself in others. And sometimes you don't even know that is going to be the answer to what you're looking for. And sometimes when you're looking over here to solve something, someone else says something and you're like, oh, I didn't even see it from that perspective.
Yeah.
Or I didn't see that that's how I was showing up and therefore causing a block in how the solution was not able to come when I showed up in that manner.
Right.
So it is like one giant mirror reflecting a variety of perspectives, but a mirror reflecting back at myself
Yeah.
when someone else is solving a problem.
Yeah.
My problem is reflected in their problem, and sometimes it's not even your issue. Someone else's opportunity, someone else's issue, and you go, oh, that's how I act. And that's what they're getting as the result from acting like that. Maybe I'm getting that result. Oh, I am. Oh, so let's see how they're doing. Oh, if they change it like this, then they get this result. Oh, so sometimes it is just seeing your reflection in many different people and in different industries, because really every business is the same. It's people, it's processes, it's products, it's services. So they're very similar nuts and bolts, and it's just different industries. So I remember a while ago, there was a gentleman who had a geological company, and you could look at us both and say they were complete polar opposite. Looks like a construction gentleman, and I don't. And we were the complete twin of each other in business. We both had about the same size company, struggling with the same issues, staff, turnover, this and that. And I'm like, wow, I would have never thought that this person has a similar issue to mine consistently.
Yeah.
So you will find your person in the room who is at the same level, who is struggling with the same things, and then you can support each other from different angles.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. It is a mirror. I love very much so that. So 2025, or gosh, almost at the end of the first quarter.
I know,
Crazy
right?
how
Where's
fast.
it going?
Where is it going? It's like so fast. I was telling my youngest, I was like, the first year of high school is like almost over. Like we have April and May, and then your first year of high school. And he's like, I can't wait. I'm like, no, I'm not ready for summer to already be here. But this year is flying by. So what's up for you this year? What's coming? What
is coming? Champagne Creative Group is doing what Champagne Creative Group does. And so that's on a steady path. The Monarch Club is getting its fine-tuning of its final installations.
That's exciting.
So we have a lot of marble being installed, whether it's a peacock, a fountain, a 12-foot fireplace mantle,
Can't wait for that.
pink and white striped gazebo. So I need this stuff installed, but it's very heavy.
Yeah.
And I always like to think outside the box. And so yesterday I called a gentleman that I used to rent space to at my building, and he is a prop maker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he makes props for magicians, for circus people, and now for Area 15, which is the experiential area
Adult
where
playground.
And they have all sorts of Meow Wolf installations and illusions and really unique stuff. So now he's working with them and making all these large scale installations. And so I called him up yesterday. I said, look, I need help. How do we install these things without big equipment?
Yeah.
Because I know you've done some unique things where you have to make magicians disappear, and really it's like a set of pulleys and like weights behind this curtain, and he disappears over the top. He has really outlandish ways of solving problems. So he goes, all right, I'll come over around 4:00. So right after this I go, and we're going to talk about how to install all these very heavy things with equipment that is not your standard construction equipment.
That was smart, yeah.
Because I cannot also get this equipment into my backyard very easily. So anyways, I like to solve outside the box. Like at my old house, I had a chandelier that was, 20, 5 feet up. And of course I called, hey, I need to get this big chandelier installed. Well, standard installation companies charge you a lot of money to do this thing. So then I thought, that's not going to happen. I don't like doing the standard route. So I called a circus rigger friend of mine. And so he came over, he just scurried up to the attic and he drilled a little hole in the ceiling and then he roped something around a beam and he let down a rope with a little pulley on it and he pulled up the chandelier.
And voila.
And had tied it off and anchored it up there. I never went up there. And there you go. So I'm calling in the circus folk.
That's amazing.
And we will see what we can do. Yes. So fun, right?
Yeah.
So fun. I'd rather solve something in a really avant-garde way.
Yeah.
And it just kind of tickles my fancy.
Yeah.
Then I have a story to tell.
Yeah.
We had to have a circus rigging company do this. Well, I actually have something that is called the champagne chandelier, which is this large chandelier where this girl hangs upside down from the chandelier and she serves champagne. So we've rigged it in many different ways. And one of the ways was with an entire pulley system.
Yeah.
Because
So gorgeous.
some venues don't let us hang from the ceiling. So we have to set up the support system around it. And then we have different people with pulleys.
Yeah.
So I've done all of these weird things. And it's now coming in handy, right?
Yeah. I love
So,
it.
yeah, and what else is coming? A lot of events at the Monarch
I love
Club.
it. Yeah.
And I just have all these fun ideas. I just need to get the final tidbits up so that I can really showcase the venue. And, my Champagne Creative Group business has a lot of fun things like Alice in Wonderland events with like the big chess pieces and all the things. So I want to have all these wild, outlandish parties, of course, with tea.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I can't wait.
Yes.
I can't wait.
I know. Well, I was just at an event for the American Cancer Association, and it was themed Alice in Wonderland, and we were one of the sponsors. Now, another company provided this really cool wall that was all covered in hedge and mirrors, but the mirrors had no glass in them, and then hands would come through the mirror frames and out pop teacups with drinks in them, with little beverages, probably champagne. So I was like, I need to have this at the Monarch Club.
I know. That'd be so cute in the back wall or something.
Right? So lots of fun. I just love having fun. That's like my MO. It's why I'm here on earth.
Yeah.
I need to celebrate and have fun and then bring this for other people because a lot of people forget to celebrate.
Yes.
They forget to have fun.
Yeah.
Especially in our hustle
need to do more
culture.
of
It's
that.
like, go do. I'm like, no, let's stop and have fun.
Yeah. Let's do
know?
more of that.
So that's what's coming down the pipe is just more celebration.
So how can people find you if they want to find Monarch Club or Champagne Creative?
Champagne Creative Group. You can find us online, champagnecreativegroup.com, or look for our Instagram, which is Champagne Creative Group, hashtag Champagne Creative Group. Or Monarch Club is themonarchclub.org and hashtag themonarchclub.org.
Awesome.
So all sorts of ways,
Yes.
but all sorts of fun.
Yes. Well, this was fun. Thank you for being on our podcast.
My
It was
pleasure.
so great talking with you, and I'm looking forward to lots of fantastical, fabulous events at all of your stuff this year. This was great.
Well, thank you.
If you like what you saw today on the Catalyst podcast, make sure you subscribe to our show, like it, and share it with someone who you think might also find value.